And first off, let me start my talk with you today by welcoming all of you home. This is your home. You may not have remembered that because it's been a few years since you've been here, but many of you spend many, many hours here. We had our graduation ceremony not too long ago, and as the seniors were leaving, we mentioned to them that this was their home and that we expected them to come back and to visit and to spend some time with us. At the time, I shared a story with them, and I'm going to share it with you because I think it's important for you to know how important we feel that this institution has been in the lives of the students that we serve, but more importantly, for you to know that we do consider you not only our brothers, but quite frankly, you should know that this is your home. I told the graduating seniors that when I was a younger man, and I would go out in the evenings, that my mother would always leave the light on. The light would be on in the porch, it would be on in the kitchen, and when I would go out at night and come back in the wee hours of the morning, and I would turn the corner up my neighborhood, I would look to the house and I would always see the light on. And at that point in time, I knew I was home. I knew I was safe. I made a promise to the students when they were graduating that this is their home and that they would always be welcome back. And I said as a symbol of that we would establish something called an alumni lamp. The lamp is currently hanging in the lobby area. And I told them that lamp would be lit 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. And that whenever they were back home from wherever their travels might carry them, that whenever they passed the front of the school, that they should look into the lobby and that they'll see the light on. And I told them all, when you see that, know that you're home. This is their home. This is your home. In the past, we haven't perhaps treated you as brothers. We probably haven't treated you all that well. We haven't invited you back. But we're going to change that now. I've told the different classes that I've met with here and with the parents and the different alumni groups that I've met with that it's going to be important to me that we have all of you come and visit the campus and spend time here. It's important for the school, but more importantly, I think it's important for you as well. It's your opportunity to share what you've learned in the years that you've been away, to share it and impart a new set of wisdom and enthusiasm to a new group of students. This aspect of being a home is what we're trying to do, what we're trying to reinforce here now. Manny suggested that there are new changes coming about, and there are. And so I'd like to tell you about a few of them. And as I tell you about them, I want to first dispel a myth that's been going around that I'm going to ask you for money. I'm not. It's about asking you to be part of our family again. It's about asking you to be here, be home. We have embarked on a series of initiatives that are aimed at putting the school back at the top. Over the last decade or so, we've lost some of our luster. We just haven't been as competitive as we used to be. The schools have noticed, the parents have noticed, the kids have noticed. So rather than run away from that and deny that that's happening, we've taken a different approach. My official day of work starts today. It really is today. This is my first day. That said, I've been here for the last 3 months, several days a week, and I've met with the kids, met with the faculty, met with staff. And what I told them up front was, what we are today is a shadow of what we were years ago. But that's going to change. And I challenged the faculty to get accustomed to change. Because from this point forward, that's all there's going to be, is change. And it's going to come at an accelerated rate. And I told the faculty, if you want to know what direction I'm coming from, it's going to be real simple. Put academic excellence at the top of the pyramid. That's what we're going to be doing. That's going to be our focus. What I challenge the faculty to do is to work with me and to put in the time and energy necessary to restore the luster of this institution. So specifically, let me tell you what we're aiming at. I have told the faculty and the kids and the parents that my goal is in the next 7 years to have this school recognized as a blue ribbon school, recognized by the Department of Education as a blue ribbon school. That makes us among the top schools in the country. The second thing I suggested to them and told them that it would be of paramount importance to me is that within those 7 years that we also be recognized nationally as one of the top 100 high schools in the country. I said we deserve it, our kids deserve it, the communities that we serve deserve it. So we're going to make every effort to hit that goal. The issue of hiding behind mediocrity is just not going to happen anymore. We're done. So towards that goal, we started by making some staff changes. We started evaluating the quality of the faculty and asking some faculty who we thought were just not of the caliber that we needed, we asked them to step down. We've gone ahead and restored a higher level of quality in the instructional program. Specifically, we looked at the curriculum, we thought the curriculum was watered down, and we've changed it. So 2 major changes that are occurring, and we're not waiting years to implement. The first is that as of this coming year, with this incoming freshman class, every incoming freshman class will be required to take science in their first semester. We hadn't done that in a long time. Now, again, it doesn't seem innovative to some of you because some of you may remember that that's what we used to do. We're putting it back in. We've also told the students that as of this incoming class, every student that comes to Bosco Tech 4 years later when they graduate will have taken, at a very minimum, pre-calculus, so that when they go on to college, they can start with calculus. Now again, it doesn't seem like a major change because some of you remember that some of us were under the same rules. We're putting it back in. We had stopped testing students in a way that would allow us to assess their abilities and to give them a timely report on their progress. Some of you might remember that we had period exams every 5 or 6 weeks. Well, we haven't done that in years. Well, starting this fall, we're starting with the period exams again. We've told the students that things such as tutorial support that have been optional in the past are no longer optional. It's all mandatory. If a student is falling behind in their classwork, they don't have a choice. They will be required to participate in tutorial preparation, or they simply will be asked not to attend the school. I was telling members of the Alumni Association the other night that right before the school year ended, I surprised the number of students. Now, keep in mind, when I was first introduced to the students, I told them all, the day of an easy school is gone. That from this point forward, being a student at Bosco Tech is going to mean something again. It's going to be tougher. And it's going to be tougher this year, and every year it's going to get a little bit tougher. I said, not only is it going to be tough to stay in, it's going to be tougher and tougher to come in. So in order to make sure that the students understood that I was serious about this, a couple of weeks ago, we did an evaluation of all the students in campus. And what we did was we asked to see how many students were failing at least one class. And we invited them all to get together. And invited them all to join us in the gym. At which time we gave them a letter. And we said, a letter like this is sent to your moms and dad. And the letter basically said one simple thing. You got to get your act together or you're no longer going to be invited to stay. And we made it real specific. We told those kids who had one or more failures in their history that hadn't been made up, that they had till the end of this summer to make it up. And if they didn't make it up by the end of the summer, that they would not be allowed to enroll in the fall. That they simply will no longer be a Bosco student. Well, I got to tell you, our attendance for summer has gone way up.